Hello, everyone. Satsang at Astrology here to share with you my insights regarding the full moon and Aquarius, but also to speak some about the first part of August, which is eventful to say the least. We have several aspects that are very important just starting the month. As you may know, if you have been following my channel, I already spoke about the triple conjunction Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus on the 1st of August. So August starts with a bang. And something that in your life has seemed to be so stable is not so stable anymore. It's going to be an explosion there that will change everything, absolutely, on that area of experience in your life. The house where you have Taurus in your chart, specifically the 18 degrees of Taurus, that will be the area of your life that will be affected. If you would like to know more about it, don't hesitate to contact me, and I will be analyzing your chart and the transits, and I will tell you what are the possibilities and how you can deal with the energy, right? Which is the most important thing. So thank you once more for coming back, and thank you if this is your first time. I hope you subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications every time I publish a new video. So as I said, on the 1st of August, we have the conjunction of Mars, Uranus, and the North Node. So let me see where Venus is. I think I told you that Venus is in Cancer. It seems like it. So Venus, let's see, August. Just a second, I will tell you. I think I spoke about this in my video on that. Yes, Venus is in Cancer, and it's sextiling on the 2nd of August. Will be sextiling the North Node and Uranus. And the moon will be in Virgo that day. So the inner planets are in the bottom part of the chart. And let me share with you the chart for the full moon. But I would like to speak about some of the transits, because on the 7th of August, Mars will square Saturn. So it is already an announcement of what the Uranus Saturn will speak about, right? Because Mars will activate the sign of Taurus, and on the 7th, squaring Saturn. It will be an important day, especially because your actions won't be too easy. You will have to work on harder on what you like to do. Taurus could be your finances. It could be anything that sustains life. It could be getting energy, you know, electricity, gas, etc. You may have trouble finding those things. Anything that you work on, the house where Taurus is 22 degrees, that house will, any activity that you attempt on the 7th of August will be difficult. It will take longer to accomplish. It will take more work, harder work, and delays more probably. And on the 9th, we have Venus opposite Pluto. So here we have money problems, finance problems, and most possibly relationship problems, because an opposition is always working two opposite points of view. They're clashing, and we need to balance. We need to make a compromise between those two energies. Venus in Cancer, right? Venus wants safety, wants a shelter, wants to be comfortable and at peace and harmony. And Pluto is making a wreck out of Capricorn, and the security and in society and everything that is involved with institutions and solid structures. Pluto is making puree of Capricorn, right? In order to transform and regenerate those structures. So we see those two energies that are opposite, yet they are attracting each other and trying to reconcile together, right? Is earth and water. Cancer is water. Capricorn is earth. And they are trying to make something together. So, but both represent financial issues. So I think Venus in Cancer is about the value of your home, for example. And Pluto is talking about the financial structures in society, financial markets, and mortgages, right? Pluto is mortgages. So there could be a need to reconcile the housing market with the value of your house, for example. If you're trying to buy or sell a house, even rent, I mean, it's Cancer is wherever you live. So the value of rent or housing is here risking a change, a transformation, a regeneration. And then the sun on the 10th and 11th, the sun will start squaring the North Node, Mars, and Uranus, and we will see, and then it will oppose Saturn on the 14th. So mid-month will be really very movement. There will be eventful. I mean, the sun squaring and opposing Saturn is activating that long-standing square between Saturn and Uranus. Now, more excited by the North Node and Mars. So we can expect mid-month to be very eventful. So now I'm gonna share with you the chart for the moon, because exactly the moon is happening on the 11th of August. This is the chart, Aries rising. So this is the hybrid chart for everyone in the planet. And here we see the square, the T-square. So the sun is opposing the moon and Saturn, right? Saturn and the moon have about 4 degrees orb because the moon is at 19 degrees as well as the sun. And we have Uranus and the North Node at 18 and change. So this will be very, very important full moon, very eventful. As I said, something has to give. in those signs that are so fixed, so stable, or so they seem. So stable and sometimes stubborn, right? If you have ascendant or any angle or planets on the fixed signs, and remember the South Node is in Scorpio, so here we have a grand cross. In fact, we have a grand cross if we consider the South Node. But planetary is a T-square. But so it's going to be a challenging full moon for everybody, but especially in the collective, right? Because Saturn and Uranus are shaking the whole world, the collective. We need to revise the long-standing structures, right? Social structures. Aquarius is society, and Saturn retrograde is here reviewing. Okay, let's see what are the limits and the constraints and restrictions and rules and regulations and delays that we have in society since March 2020, and you know why. Then Uranus wants freedom, wants to liberate us, and Mars says yesterday, right? But Mars in Taurus is kind of frustrated, right? Because Mars in Taurus cannot swim like in Pisces, for example, or cannot ignite like any fire sign like Aries or Leo or Sagittarius. Mars in an Earth sign is dragging their feet. So it can be frustrating, any actions that you may undertake, and more because of the square with Saturn, right? Mars square Saturn makes things so difficult. You need to work hard and repeat until you are tired of repeating. And yet Saturn will say, okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, or maybe next year, because the square between Saturn and Uranus won't be over until next year, when finally Saturn gets out, right, and gets out of Pisces, and in March enters Pisces, Aquarius, sorry, and enters Pisces. So Saturn will be restraining us for a long time. And then, so this T-square will be functional, I would say. As I said, since Uranus entered the 18th degree, July 19th, 2022, right? Uranus entered that degree and stays put there until October 12th, right? And if you remember, the 18 degrees is where Saturn and Uranus will almost perfectly square again on the 6th and 7th of October. However, Saturn and Uranus will be a 3-degree orb of the square since half August, mid-August, until the end of November. So this Saturn-Uranus square will be functional until the end of the year. And that 18 degree is a long hold for Uranus. So of course the North Node will continue retrograde, and Mars will continue its own way, the other way, right? But here we are working like reviewing the cycle of Saturn and Uranus that started at the end of Sagittarius in 1988. That was the start and the impulse of the globalization. Now we are seeing the extremes that that cycle has gone, and we understand the shadow part. We are now at the point of consciousness, the crisis in consciousness about this cycle, about this globalization that has gone astray, that has gone haywire, and making us dependent on the resources that other countries can provide for us. And us, I said, any country in the world, right? Because we are all interdependent, and so much so that when we discover that one of the countries was really an enemy, or two of the countries or three of the countries were enemies of the rest, then, and one of the countries is actively waging war, right? We now open our eyes and understand, well, this globalization business was risky, right? We were trusting our enemies, and now we have this situation where we need to solve this problem. So Saturn is showing here this is not viable anymore, but Uranus wants us to liberate, to get free. And Uranus is about, in Taurus, is about getting us free from the way that we were doing, providing energy and providing anything that is used to sustain life on Earth, like food, right? And all the supplies that we need in order to sustain life, right? Especially energy, because the axis of the nodal axis in Taurus and Scorpio is the axis of the energy that we produce and the energy that is shared or that we receive from others, Scorpio, right? And now Uranus is saying, well, you need to be autonomous in producing energy and producing food, in providing the sustaining for life. So Uranus is trying to let us know that we need to become independent, free from that codependence, that vicious codependence that we had in Scorpio, right? The South Node is trying to leave that behind, to regenerate that as well. So, and we have the ruler of Scorpio, Pluto, in Capricorn, trying to destroy and recreate the structures of institutions, societies, governments, and corporations, and those in power, right? So here we have a full moon that is shedding that light on that Saturn, right? The Saturn that is saying, well, we need to find the structures, we need to find the limits, the borders, we need to find the restrictions that we need to use in order to free ourselves, Uranus and Taurus. What are the constraints that we are to be aware of, Saturn? Right, Saturn is saying, well, we need to review retrograde, right? We need to review what are the rules that we need to play now, are different from before, right? These are a new situation that needs requires new rules, new power plays, right? Saturn and Uranus represents that conflict between the powers, right? The power of the stability in society, and what are the restrictions that we need to do? What are the organization? Saturn is also system and systems of networks. So systems together that form networks, right? So Saturn is trying to look for a different kind of networks and organizing systems that will help us to free ourselves and find the resources and the energy that we need. Now we see that geopolitics are changing because the countries need to find alliances that allow them to be free from that dependency. But I see, for example, the United States president tried to make alliances with Saudi Arabia, with Venezuela's president, because the United States need energy. Is that good? Is that bad? Who knows, would say Adam Brown, right? We don't know. But I think we, in desperation, the world is looking for solutions that may be shady, right? That may not be completely beneficial, that may not be completely clear or, cleanse. And that is Pluto and Capricorn. Of course, we know that institutions and governments are oftentimes playing hide and seek and not showing everything that that they are doing, right? So we don't know what's going to happen, but definitely we are reviewing the structures that we need to implement in order to free ourselves. Now, in your personal life, that sun represents you in Leo, and the moon is also you, your emotional life will be very tied to Saturn. And the moon is also representing the public, the people, and definitely the people are already restrained. The people will be constrained. And Saturn is a drying energy, as well as Aquarius. The sign of Aquarius is dry because Aquarius is the wind, the air, the wind, and the wind is drying, right? And the moon, this moon that is all wet and emotional, well, in Aquarius, she will be very dry, especially together with Saturn. And you can expect that people will have to restrain and restrict themselves from possibly social life, Aquarius, for some reason. It could be inflation, it could be prices that are so high that people cannot afford to socialize or have contacts with other people. It could also be restrictions in communication networks, regulations that restrain the communication between people. It could be in general isolation as well. So I don't discard that some virus that is going around will be requiring people to isolate in some parts of the world. And in your personal life, as I said, you certainly will have restrictions, emotional restrictions in the house where Aquarius 18, 19, 23 degrees, from 18 to 23 degrees. So as I said, by the 11th of August, you would have known what the triple conjunction Mars, Uranus, North Node in Taurus has brought to your personal life. And now you need to tighten your belt, right? So I think that's mainly it. The moon also sextile Chiron, which gives us an opportunity to think about how to deal with this existential threat or a threat to life. Aries represents life, the initiation of life. So I think that will be one of the factors as an opportunity for us to take an emotional action or an emotional toll about the theme of Chiron in Aries, which is our life vulnerability, right? As I said, Chiron in Aries is about problems with identity, but also the threat the life on Earth is experiencing by all those natural catastrophes like fires and high temperatures and floodings in other places, drought in other regions. So all those are affecting our survival. And Aries is also survival, right? Essential life sustenance. No, Taurus is the sustenance, but Aries is life, is the impulse and the initiation of life. So in this chart, I already talked about the opposition between Venus and Pluto that happens a couple of days before the moon. So I hope these ideas help you with that full moon. If you have planets or angles or points in the fixed signs, you will certainly feel it more. Otherwise, you may see these energies be at play in the world around you in your environment. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for subscribing and liking the video, and I hope you come back. Thank you. Bye-bye.